In this video lecture, we are going to solve Navaniapa School Midterm Examination December 21, Physics Theory Paper 1 as well as the ATP examination paper. So in theory paper, we have total 40 MCQs. So let's come to our question number 1. The diagram shows a micrometer screw gauge and we have to find the total reading. So we know that total reading is equal to main scale reading plus fractional part, and this fractional part is equals to least count multiplied by circular scale reading. So the least count of one screw gauge is 0.01 millimeters, and let's see the main scale reading. So as we can see, the main scale reading is 5, this revision is 6, and this revision is 7, and we can see half division on the lower side of the scale, that is equal to 0.5 division. So main scale reading is 7.5, and least count multiplied by circular scale reading. So least count in this figure instrument is 0.01 multiplied by the circular scale reading, that is equal to 14. So the correct answer will be 0.14 plus 7.5. So result will become 7.64 millimeters. So the correct answer we have in this question is option D. Now let's see question number 2. In this question we have a diagram of a stopwatch, and we have to find the reading of this stopwatch. So as we can see, this is 30, and after 10 division it will be 40, and this division is 35. So the first division after 35 will be 36 seconds. The unit in this figure is seconds, so the correct answer is 36.0 seconds. Option C is the right answer. Let's come to our question number 3. The manufacturer measures accurately the dimensions of a wooden floor tile. The approximate dimensions are given as length equals 0.4 meter, thickness is 0.005 meters, and the width is 0.08 meters. We have to identify that which of the following instrument could be used to measure the length, thickness, and width. So the length is 40 meters, that means it is equal to 40 centimeters. So this can only be done with the help of a meter ruler. So we have two options, A and B, in which length has measured in meter ruler. Now let's see the thickness and width. So the thickness and the width are in 0.5 centimeter, and this will become 8 centimeter after multiplying it with 100 to convert into centimeter. So to measure the thickness 0.5 centimeter and the width, that is 8 centimeter. So for them, thickness can be measured with the help of micrometer screw gauge, while the width, that is 8 centimeter, can be measured with the help of vernier caliper. So option A will be the right answer of this question. Let's see question number 4 and 5. Which set of quantities are all vectors? So we have acceleration vector quantity, displacement vector, and velocity vector. So option A has all the vector quantities, while option B, energy is not vector, mass is not vector, and power is not vector. So in option D, weight is a vector, while kinetic energy and work are scalar. Similarly, extension is not vector, force is vector, and energy is scalar. So we have a right answer, that is option D. A quantity is quoted as having a value of 6.2 ms. In what unit it is measured? So the ms, we know that m is meter and s is for seconds. So meter seconds, m is the milli and s is the seconds. So the correct answer is milliseconds. So option D is the right answer. Then we have question number 6. 1 hour is equal to, we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes and each minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 60 multiplied by 60 will become 3600 seconds. So correct answer will be option D, 3600 seconds. The number of significant figures in this expression are 3 is significant and these two zeros are significant while these starting zeros are not significant. It means we have total 3 significant in this figure. So option C is the right answer. Which of the following set has all drive quantities? So let's identify the drive quantity. Mass is base and length is base and time is base. Similarly, density is drive quantity, weight is drive, and volume is drive. In option B and C, length and time, these are the base quantities. So the correct answer is option D. Cubic meter is a unit of which quantity? So cubic meter, we know that a meter cube or cubic meter, it has 3 dimensions: length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height, that will be equal to meter cube, and it is equal to volume. Option B is the right answer. Mass of the electron is equal to 9.11 exponent minus 31 kilogram. To convert it into gram, we will multiply by 1000. So 9.11 10 raised to the power minus 3 minus 31 multiplied by 1000. So let's simplify this. 9.11 10 raised to the power minus 31 into 10 raised to the power 3. So finally the mass will become 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram. So the right answer will be option A, 9.11 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram. A car is stationary at a set of traffic lights. When the light turns green, the car begins to move and continue to the speed until it reaches the maximum speed allowed. It continues to travel at this constant speed for the rest of the journey. So initially the car was stationary, then it accelerates, and at a particular velocity, its velocity becomes constant. What happens to the acceleration and to the velocity of the car during the journey? So option A is both the acceleration and velocity changes. Only the acceleration changes, only the velocity changes, neither the acceleration nor the velocity changes. So as we can see, the question states that the car speed up, and speed up means there is change in velocity. Similarly, when there is a change in velocity, there is also change in acceleration. So when the car was speeding up, the car has constant acceleration and velocity is continuously changing. So this means that velocity is changing while the acceleration is constant, and when this car moves at a constant speed, the acceleration becomes 0. So acceleration is not increasing or not changing, but the velocity is changing. So we can also state this question in a sense that initially the acceleration was zero when it was at rest, while speeding up the acceleration, the car has a constant acceleration, while when it moves to with the constant velocity or constant speed, the car acceleration again becomes zero. So we can say that both acceleration and velocity both are changing. So in this question, option A, we can take the right answer. Let's move to our next question. And we have question number 12. Which vehicle has the acceleration of 5 meter per second square? So a bicycle, when its speed changes from rest to 2.5, so change in velocity will become 2.5 divided by 2, and this will not be equals to 5 meter per second square. Acceleration is equals to change in velocity upon time. Let's see option B. A car, when its speed changes from rest to 15 meter per second in 5 seconds. So in this case, change in velocity divided by time will not be equals to 5. A lorry, when its speed changes from 20 and in 15 seconds, so 20 over 15 will not be equal to 5 meter per second square. A motorbike, when its speed changes from rest to 50 in 10 seconds, so 50 over 10 will be equals to 5 meters per second square. So this will be our correct answer. The displacement covered in a unit time is known as velocity. The correct answer is option C. In 14, again we have a definition, the change in velocity divided by time taken. So we know that change in velocity divided by time is equal to acceleration. Option A is the right answer. A car is brought to rest in 5 seconds from the speed of 10 meter per second. What is the deceleration of the car? So the deceleration, the formula is change in velocity divided by time, and the change in velocity is from rest to 10 meter per second, that will be equal to minus 10, divided by time is 5. So the correct answer will be minus 2 meter per second square. Option B is the right answer. A student walks at a constant speed. He takes 100 seconds to walk 160 steps. And the length of each step is 0.8 meter. And the boy has taken almost 160 steps. So total distance covered will be equal to number of steps, that are 160, with the multiplied by the length of one pace. And the time taken is 100 seconds. How far does the student walks in 50 seconds? So the distance covered in 100 seconds is 160 times 0.8, that is equals to 128 meters in 100 seconds. So in 50 seconds, it will be equals to half of 128. 128 divided by 2, that will be equals to 64 meter. Option A is the right answer. A student drops from wrist a table tennis ball. What happens to the velocity and the acceleration of the ball during the first few seconds after release? So as we know that whenever an object is dropped from rest, its velocity is 0 and acceleration is also 0. When it starts falling, velocity increases at a constant rate, while acceleration increases. Acceleration also increases. So the correct answer will be option D, that velocity increases and acceleration also increases. Which property of the body resists the change from the state of rest or of motion? The property of the body that changes or that resists to change in the state of the body is known as inertia, and this inertia depends on mass. So the correct answer is mass of the body. The greater the mass, greater will be the inertia and more difficult for it to change the state of its body. The weight of the stone is found by using a Newton meter and mass is found by using a bend balance. The experiment is carried out on Earth and as well as on Moon. For each meter, its reading is same or different on Earth and on the Moon. So as we know that this balance can be used to measure the weight, and this meter is used to measure the mass of the body. So mass is a universal constant while weight changes according to the gravitational acceleration. So pen balance will have the same reading while the Newton meter will have the different reading on the surface of Moon. So option B is the right answer. What type of motion is in the flying butterfly? So butterfly moves in a random motion. Option A is the right answer. A force that produce change in all. A force is an agent that can change many state of the body or property of the body except for the one. A force can change the shape of the body, can change the length and speed of the body except for the mass. Mass is a universal constant and cannot be changed with the application of force. A person exerts a force of 200 newtons, that is the force, and on a 50 kilogram object, that is mass. So what is the acceleration of the body? So we know that F is equal to ma, and A will be equals to F over m. Force is 200 while mass is 50. So the correct answer will be 4 meters per second square. So option D is the right answer. Let's see question number 23. A man pulls a sledge of mass 25 kg across a level ground with a horizontal force of 60 Newton. So let's say this is the mass of object, that is 25 kg, and it is pulled with a force of 60 Newton, where a constant force of friction of 20 Newton is acting in the opposite direction. What is the acceleration of the sledge? So acceleration equals to force over mass. So the net force acting on that block is 60 minus 20 because these two are in opposite direction. So it will be 40 divided by mass is 25. So acceleration will be equal to 40 divided by 25. So the correct answer will be equal to 1.6 meters per second square. Option B is the right answer. Which of the following will not decrease the friction? So making the object heavier, making the ball bearing, using ball bearing will decrease the friction. Making fast moving object streamline will decrease the friction, while lubricating the sliding surface or oiling will also decrease the friction, except for making an object heavier. So this will increase the force of friction. Option B is the right answer. A constant force F acts on a body of mass m producing acceleration A. If the mass of the body is doubled, then the acceleration would become. So according to second law of motion, acceleration is directly proportional to force and acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. So A and m are inversely proportional. So if the mass of the body is doubled, then acceleration would become half. Option A is the right answer. A body is moving in a circle at a constant speed. Which of the following statement about the motion is correct? So the body is moving in a circle at a constant speed. So the motion is circular motion, and the force acting on it is the centripetal force. So there is no acceleration is incorrect. There is a force acting tangent. This is incorrect because force is towards the center of the circle. So the correct answer is option D. There is a force acting towards the center of the circle known as centripetal force. The weight force acting on a 1500 kilogram car. So weight is equals to mg, where m is 1500 while g is 10. So the weight will become 15,000 Newton. So after converting this into scientific notation, it will become 1.5 exponent 4 Newton. Correct answer is option C. A force acts on a body. Which property of the body may all be changed by the application of force? So we know that force can change the shape, size, length, velocity and acceleration of the body. So correct answer is option D, that shape, size and velocity will be changed after the application of force. Let's see question 29. A car moves in a circle at a constant speed. What is the direction of force acting on the car? That is the centripetal force. This is the center of the circle and the force always act toward the center of the circle. This is known as centripetal force. Option B is the right answer. Four forces are acting on a body as shown, in which 2 Newton and 2 Newton are acting upward and downward, while 4 Newton and 8 Newton are acting right and left direction. What is the size of resultant force? So these two are the opposite force will cancel out each other, while this 4 Newton and this 8 Newton, we will get 4 Newton in the left direction. So the resultant force will be 4 Newton. So option D is the right answer. 4 table lamps are shown along with the position of center of mass in each case. Which lamp is the most stable? So we know that the stability is depends on the position of center mass. Lowered center of mass will have the more stability. So among these four diagrams, this lamp has the center of gravity near to the ground. Option A will be the right answer. Let's come to our next question, number 32. A car is designed to be more stable. To achieve good stability, where should be the center of mass? So as we have discussed in the previous question, the center of mass should be lowered as possible to make the car or the body stable. So the correct answer is option D. Center of mass should be as low in the car as possible. A man uses a clay to make pots. He wants to put pot to be stable as possible when he places on the flat surface. Which two features of the plot must be the man consider? So stability depends on two factors, as area of the base and the position of center of mass. Area should be larger and the center of mass should be lowered. So the correct answer is option A, the area of the base and the position of center of gravity. So option A is the right answer. Question number 34. Masses x and y are placed on the opposite side of the center of a uniform meter rule, which pivot it at its center. So which combination of masses and a distance balances the rule? So by applying the principle of moment, we know that force multiplied by moment arm will be equals to force multiplied by moment arm on the right side. So let's say this is force 1 and this will become force 2, and this will be moment arm 1 and moment arm 2. So x multiplied by p will be equals to y multiplied by s. So we have four set of values of x, y and ps. So we need to check the put the values of x, p and y, s in this equation. In one equation, one set of values, we will have the equation balanced. So by putting these set of values, the we have put the option C, in which x equals to 400 and p equals to 12, y equals to 300 and s equals to 16. By putting these two set of values, the equation become balanced, so option C is the right answer. Question number 35. Two equal but opposite parallel forces are acting at a different point on a body, and these two forces will produce couple. Option B is the right answer. A body is said to be in dynamic equilibrium when a body is moving with uniform velocity. So this is known as dynamic equilibrium. Option B is the right answer. The diagram shows a uniform balanced beam pivoted about its center. We have to find the value of P. So this is the center, and this force P will move the rod in this direction, while this force will move the rod in this direction, and this 3 Newton force will move the rod in this direction. It means that this is clockwise torque, this is clockwise torque, and this is anti-clockwise torque. So let's find this clockwise torque. This will be equal to P multiplied by 2, that is 2P. In this torque, it will be equals to 4 multiplied by 2, that is 8, and the anti-clockwise torque will be equals to 6 multiplied by 3 equals to 18. So these two clockwise torque will be added, so 2P plus 8 should be equals to anti-clockwise torque equals to 18. So for value of P will be equals to 18 minus 8 divided by 2. So 10 over 2 equals to 5 Newton. Correct answer is option A. A uniform beam is balanced at its midpoint. An object is placed on the beam as shown, which force will rebalance the beam. So we know that this block will rotate the torque in the anti-clockwise direction, and the torque will be equal to force multiplied by moment arm. So force is 60, moment arm is 30, 60 multiplied by 30. So 6 3s are 18 and 0 0. So torque in the anti-clockwise direction is 1800. This means that in the clockwise direction, or on the right hand side of this rod, an object should be placed to balance it. So option A is 30 Newton acting to upward, and 60 centimeter on the left of the midpoint. This is incorrect. And 30 Newton acting upward, and so option A is the right answer in this question, because 30 Newton acting upward and 60 centimeter to the left of the midpoint. So this will be the 60 centimeter, and the force is acting upward. So this force will produce a clockwise direction torque, and torque will be equals to 30 multiplied by 60, that will be also equal to 1800 Newton centimeter. So this force will balance this block. Option A is the right answer. Let's see question number 39. If a nut and bolt are difficult to undo or lose, it may be easier to turn the nut by using a longer spanner. This is because the longer spanner has greater moment arm, and this greater moment arm will help us to easily loosen the nut. So a larger moment arm is the right answer. A girl uses paper clip to balance a toy bird on her finger as shown. What is the effect of this clip? So as we know that adding the mass at the lower side of this toy, that will lower the position of center of gravity of this toy, and lowering the center of gravity, this will help to reduce lower the position of center of gravity or center of mass. So the option C will be the right answer. It will help to lower the center of mass below her finger. So option C is the right answer. Now here we have our ATP exam paper that consists of 10 MCQs. So let's see question number 1. Which part of the Bonney caliper is used to measure the internal diameter of the test tube? So we know that we have three parts, three functions of the three functions of Bonney caliper. These internal jaws are used to measure the internal diameter. These are used to measure the external diameter, and this is used to measure the depth of the rod. So the correct answer is the internal jaws that are used to measure the internal diameter of a hollow object. Then we have question number 2. Which part of the Bonney caliper is shown in this diagram? So we have to find the fractional part, and fractional part is equal to least count multiplied by vernier scale reading. Least count of this vernier caliper is 0.01, while the vernier scale reading is the one that perfectly coincide with the lines on the main scale. So as we can see, this 7 exactly coincide with the division on the main scale. So the fractional part or vernier scale reading is 7. So fractional part will become 0.07 millimeters. Let us correct one thing. The least count of this vernier caliper is 0.1 millimeter, because this measurement is given in millimeter. So 0.1 multiplied by 7 will be equals to 0.7 millimeters. So the correct answer will be option B, 0.7 millimeters. Let's see question number 3. A vernier caliper is precise up to. So the least count of vernier caliper is 0.1 millimeter. So this means that it is equal to 1 over 10 millimeter. This can measure the 10th part of the millimeter with the precise accuracy. So the correct answer is option B. Then we have question number 4. The least count of the vernier caliper as shown. So as we can see, the least count in this vernier caliper is 0.1 millimeter, because least count is equals to small division on main scale divided by total division on vernier scale. The smallest division is 1 mm and total division on vernier scale are 10. So least count of this vernier calipers become 0.1 millimeter. So option B in this question will be the right answer. Let's see question number 5. Total reading in this screw gauge. So total reading is once again main scale plus fractional part. Main scale reading in this diagram is 10, and the fractional part will be 0.01 multiplied by 65. So 10 plus 0.65 will become 10.65 millimeters. Correct answer will become 10.65. Option A is the right answer. If the sum of clockwise moment acting on a body is equal to sum of anti-clockwise torque, then the body is said to be balanced. This is known as principle of moment. So the correct answer is only option A. So this option A is the right answer. Let's move to our question number 7. Two children are sitting on a seesaw and are not swinging. The net torque is acting will be 0, because to both children are not swinging. This means that they are balanced on a seesaw. So option C will be the right answer. What is the moment produced in this question, in this figure? So as we can see, the force is 15 and the moment arm is 10. So torque will be equals to force into moment arm. 15 multiplied by 10 equals to 150 Newton centimeter, and the direction will be in this way. So this is the anti-clockwise direction. So 150 Newton meter in anti-clockwise direction. Option B is the right answer. Let's see question number 9. Assuming the system is in equilibrium or it is balanced, what is the value of D? So D is the moment arm of this force. This force moves the rod in this clockwise direction. This 2 Newton force will move this in anti-clockwise direction, and this force will move the rod in the anti-clockwise direction. So let's say this is F1 and this is the moment arm. Similarly, this is F2 and its moment arm will be equal to 2 meters, because this is 5 and this is 7. 5 minus 7 will be equals to this distance, that is 2, and this is the force and this is its moment arm L. So we have two anti-clockwise torque. This anti-clockwise torque will be equal to force into moment arm, 14 Newton meter, and this force 6 Newton is acting 7 centimeter from the 5 meter from the point of rotation. To 6 5s are 30 Newton meter, and the clockwise torque will be equals to 10 multiplied by the distance, that is D. So let's add the anti-clockwise torque. 14 plus 30 will be equals to 10 multiplied by D. So 14 into 30 is 44 divided by 10. So it will be equals to 4.4 meter. So our correct answer is option C. Now let's see the last question of this paper. The figure shows a man lifting a heavy rock with a steel bar. He pushes downward on the end of the bar with a force F, which pivot position will allow the force to be small as possible. So less force will be applied to move this rock if L is large. If moment arm is large, then the force will be easier to less force will be possible to move this rock. So among these four diagrams, the option A represents in which the force is at the maximum distance from this point of rotation, and this position will easily can move this rock. So option A is the right answer of this last question in this ATP exam paper.